Hey, John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I got an interesting question that I was going to answer today, and this is obviously from someone who's watching the Entre Programmers podcast because he said it's a question from a developer. So I give a lot of advice around sort of the idea of quitting your job and not necessarily quitting your job, but how to start your own business. This is entrepreneurial type of thing, right? As a developer. So that's where this comes from. He says, "Hi John, I've got a burning question at the moment and thought you might be able to give some advice. I'm working the day job at an agency, building websites that I don't really care about that much. In my spare time, I'm working on ideas that will push my dev career forward and hopefully create a revenue generating products and services. Cool. But my big question is, how do I keep focused/motivated during the day job when I'm not really into the product/service that I'm working on and seem to spend my time thinking about my own projects? You must have faced this problem at some point. Happy for you to use my questions in a video, but please don't use my name in case my boss watches your videos. Thanks in advance." Okay, so Gabriel, oops, no, his name really isn't Gabriel, so it's George. But anyway, um, yeah, actually, I have faced this problem. Uh, yeah, I won't go into too far into details, but yeah, many times, right? I've been had my day job, which my aspirations have always been to get out on my own. I not to say that I haven't ever liked my day job. I've definitely liked a lot of companies I've worked for. I definitely have been passionate about the work that I've worked on. But there comes some point when you're doing your own thing where you care about doing your own thing. You don't care about the kind of code that you're having to write during the day for your day job because that's not interesting to you. That's not your own thing. So, what did I do in that situation? Well, here's what I did, and here's what I sort of recommend. And, employers that are watching this might not like this advice so much, but hey, it's the advice. If I hired someone to work for me, I'd give them the same advice because I honestly believe, and if you're an employer watching this, you're like, man, don't let my devs, listen to this John guy. He's gonna screw up my deal here. But honestly, if your focus on employees, right, is to make them be the best version of themselves possible, to use Elliot Hulse's right? If you want people to succeed, and your focus is on improving them, improving their skills, and improving their lives, they're gonna do a better job for you, and they're gonna bring other people to you that are gonna do a good job, right? If you try to trap them and say, oh, we need to keep them here and keep them from going off on their own direction and starting their own business or whatever, they're not going to be happy. They're going to get by minimally. They're not going to do a good job for you. They're not going to attract more people who, if you're a place where you're helping people grow, you're going to get a lot of good people. You're not going to get them for a long time, but for the time that you have them, they will be, you're going to get a lot of good ideas and work out of them. And, so that's just my philosophy on that. So I always encourage, help your employees not need you anymore. Help them become, better versions of themselves, to get out on their own. It's not gonna hurt you to do that, right? It's not like encouraging them to, go start their own businesses, but don't discourage them. Be encouraging for them to advance their career, to achieve their goals and their dreams. Those are going to be happy people that are going to work for you hard. So with that said, work your 8 hours every day, whatever it is. Do not work over. Do not, work hard. Like when you are working for your employer, right, your day job, you're lacking motivation. You're not really into this. You don't really care about what you're doing. But what you can care about and be passionate about is the principle of working hard and doing what you're supposed to do. Right. This is one of the pieces of advice I give to people that are looking to quit their job and want to get out on their own. Is first learn to work hard for someone else then, because when you are out on your own, right, you're going to be busting your butt all the time working hard for yourself. It's just going to happen. You're going to, like, it is so much harder to work for yourself. Way harder. An 8-hour a day working on your own, right? If you're really working, which you don't get paid if you don't, there's no getting paid for goofing off when you work for yourself. It's tough. So that's my advice. Is like replace your passion for what you're actually doing with your passion for working hard. If you got to be a mindless, I don't want to say mindless, but if you've got to be a zombie for the 8 hours that you're working for someone else, do it, but do it working hard, working towards the principle of working hard. Do the best job that you can. Don't get so emotionally wrapped up into the work and whatnot, but just be the kind of, pumping out the work, working very hard, knowing that you're building for yourself the work ethic that you will need to be successful, right? This is the key here is, during that time when you're transitioning, you've got these big ideas, you want to get out on your own, build yourself that bridge. You're going to need to learn really, really good work ethic and to be able to work when you don't feel like it, when you're not motivated, when you don't care about this crap, because even your own stuff, you're not going to care about that. Eventually you will feel like you don't care about it. So work hard, learn to work hard, but work the minimal at the same time, right? So I know it seems like a contradiction, but put in your 40 and that's it. That's it. That's what you agreed. Cut it as much as possible and work on your own stuff. The other thing also is wake up earlier in the day and work on your stuff first. The whole pay yourself first expression? Pay yourself your hours first. Take 2 hours or 1 hour a day, whatever time you're going to allocate to your own stuff, and spend those hours first. Wake up earlier before you get to the job, before you're drained, before you get home and you're tired and you don't feel like you're working on anything anymore. That's my best advice on this, and that's going to help you the most. Don't quit your job. Don't do anything silly like that. You're going to have to grind this out. This is a test. It's a trial. It's a difficult period, but you're doing the right thing by building, what you're building on the side. By continuing to work for this company, like I said, the focus, the motivation during the day when you're not really into the work, you're going to replace that with knowing that you're there for a purpose, which is to train you to work hard, and that this work that you're doing for this company is supporting you to be able to build your own thing, right? When you change your perspective, when you change your viewpoint, and you look at it in those terms, it's no longer a prison sentence, right? It's a tutelage. It's an apprenticeship, right? It's a chance to learn as much as you can. Use that also. Try to learn as much as you can at your current job. What can you learn? What can you pick up? What kind of skills can you master, right? How can you turn it to your benefit? It's not that you're just like, shoveling manure for 8 hours a day with no purpose in mind, right? You're building your character by working hard. You're learning new skills, right? You use this to your advantage as much as possible. Think of it as paid training. You're getting paid to actually learn and to be able to improve yourself. So do that. Go through this pain. If you change your mindset to see this as a positive experience, I think that will help you. Don't worry about being so passionate about the work or the websites that you're building. You don't have to have passion about that. But what you do have to do is have that good work ethic and stick with this. And like I said, don't give it more than you need to, but give it the minimum to get through it. As you're working on your own thing, give yourself your best hours first. So that's it. That's my advice in this situation. Hopefully that helps you. And yeah, thanks for sending me the email. This is a good one. I think that a lot of people are stuck in a similar situation, want to know how to get out of this problem. All right, well, that's it for this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you like these videos. Take care.